The stance of the affirmative has been very clear. We don't oppose negotiation itself, but considering North Korea and its history of lying and breaking promises, conditions come first. That's why a low-level diplomatic negotiation backed up by pressures of sanctions and even military threat is necessary. Accepting negotiation, accepting to participate with this summit without any conditions of negotiation or guarantee of a condition is very dangerous. Let's dissect this debate in two ways. First of all, the harm of refusing this particular summit. Now, what we heard from the negative team is that North Korea would be pissed off, or the international community, China, Russia, would be pissed off at the United States if the United States refused it. We have been telling you that that's already the status quo. Countries such as the United States, Australia, Japan have been refusing a high-level diplomatic negotiation with North Korea, so we don't think that we're putting any additional reasons for those countries to get mad at us. We haven't heard any responses to that. The response coming from the whip was weird. He said, like, the situation is completely different because now North Korea is making promise that they will denuclearize, or South Korea has starting to take a friendly stance toward North Korea. That's exactly what happened in the Clinton administration, as my partner told you. So if the Clinton administration failed with the same situation, they haven't given us any additional logic or reasoning how that's different from the Clinton administration. So we don't think that by refusing the summit, that will create catastrophic harm here. So moving to the core issue, the consequence of negotiation. There's three potential scenarios. First, the summit will succeed and there's going to be sudden positive breakthrough. They say this could potentially lead to denuclearization of North Korea. We accept the impact itself is big, but we think that the probability is pretty low. And we gave you two reasons why that is the case. The first is political reason. Trump, considering the primary election, probably will continue to portray the image of a strong America. And Kim Jong-Un also wants to have an authoritarian control over it. And so as a consequence of that, there's less likelihood of compromises. But moreover, there's personal reasons. These people have personal views over each other. And we haven't heard negative teams any mechanism of explaining, even though the impact is big, how likely that they can achieve that particular promise. The second scenario is the summit is merely symbolic and nothing would happen, which was suggested by the leader of opposition. What we say is this is probably what's going to happen, but it's still harmful. For a number of reasons. The first reason that we gave you was a principle reason. You're basically putting a democratic elected leader on the same pedestal, on the same level as a tyrannical dictator that degrades the symbol that the president necessarily has. But second of all, we talked about the practical consequence that North Korea would now be able to use as propaganda. The response coming from them, that's already the status quo. North Korea already conducts propaganda. The timing, ladies and gentlemen, is the difference here. Because as we have been mentioning you, there has been a very big paradigm shift. Now that they have an ICBM, ladies and gentlemen, if we soften against North Korea right now, North Korea could be able to use the rhetoric that, look, the United States suddenly shifted their tone and softened because now that we have an ICBM. We think that that kind of narrative and propaganda was previously North Korea wasn't able to make that, but now they can make that domestically, and now they can make it internationally. But furthermore, we talked about, in the deputy speech, added multiple layers of harm in terms of diplomacy and politics. I talked about how this is going to undermine our relationship that we have with Japan and Australia, having a harsher stance to North Korea. But second of all, I talked about now Trump seems to have to care about the backlash reaction against his fellow Republican and also the Democrat. He would have to focus more on internal political strife instead of diplomatic relationship. We think that they have given no responses to that. So in the most probable case that nothing would happen, we think there's still going to be harm. So what's the worst case scenario? The summit will fail and there's going to be disaster. We think that this was likely to happen because these leaders are unlikely to compromise, but the ultimate consequence is that right now there's already a low-level negotiation with diplomat and emissary happening already right now. They misunderstand our argumentation. It's already happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. So what happens if the negotiation simply fails? Now, on a leader level, on the president and also Kim Jong-Un will simply reject any negotiation with each other, and we think that's far dangerous compared to the status quo, and that is why this motion must stand.